morning Year 1 and welcome to today's literacy lesson. We are going to be looking at adjectives and similes today to go into our poems. So as always you will need a pen, pencil and your exercise book. So please pause now and go and get them. Okay, so first thing you need to do is write down these words just like I have. Then you need to circle the verbs. So remember, a verb is a doing word or being word, so something that's doing something. And then underline the adjectives. Remember, adjectives describe something. You may not need to circle or underline every word, so there may be some words that you don't need to that are not a verb or an adjective, okay? So pause now, have a go, circling the verbs, underlining the adjectives. Okay, so I'm going to now do circling the verbs. So play, because I'm going to play something. I'm going to do something. I'm going to play something. I'm going to run. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to do some running. Wash. I'm going to wash the dishes. I'm going to do that, so I'm going to wash. Cook. I'm going to cook something for tea, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to look out of my window and see you all smiling. Okay, now I'm on to my adjectives. So, green, that describes the colour. Shiny. Old. Hot. And kind. They were kind. Okay, so as we said, we didn't need to underline or circle every word because these words that aren't underlined or circled are called nouns. Noun. Verb. A verb is a doing word. Adjective. Adjectives describe. Okay, right, let's get on to the lesson for today. So here is my poem again, and we need to look for all of the adjectives. So every time you hear an adjective, clap so I know. Are you ready? This is a jungle. This is a jungle, green and bright. Did you hear any in there? With luscious leaves that let in light. This is a jungle with loud roars. Giant animals that have big paws. What words did you hear there? What adjectives did you hear? This is a jungle that has trees so tall. Can you hear the tiger's call? There isn't any in that last one. Can you see I have included 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 adjectives just in those lines? So that is what we are going to be looking at today. There are some things that you can hear, some things that you can see, and then we can maybe look at our other senses today to help us to make it even better. So we're going to be looking at what we can see in our jungle. Now, I have given you a list of things that you might see. Trees, plants, animals in the trees, animals on the ground, weather such as the sun or rain. So you might see the sunshine, you might see raindrops on the leaves of the jungle. What I would like you to do is to pause this video and for each one of these think of at least 2 adjectives. So you might say the bright green trees or the luscious leaves. You could say the small animals or the excited animals in the trees. Animals on the ground, they could be little, tiny animals burrowed away. And then the weather, you could say the soft raindrops dripped. Okay, pause it now and think of 2 adjectives for each thing. So in total you should have 8 adjectives. Off you go. Okay, so now we are on our hear. So I've put the same things on here, but we are going to be thinking, what can we hear in the jungle? Can you hear the trees moving in the wind? So the rustling of trees, maybe. The animals in the trees, can you hear the monkeys? Animals on the ground, can you hear them nestling away? What can you hear them do? Weather, again, can you hear the rain pouring? So this time I'm going to just ask you to think of 4 adjectives to any of them. So you just need to think of any adjectives to go with any 4. You might have to do 1 for each section, or you might have a couple for one and none for the other. Okay, pause it and have a go at this one. Okay, so now we are on to smell. Now there isn't many sections on this one because it is a tricky one. So I want you to think of any different adjectives you might be able to think of to do with smell. What can you smell in the jungle? You might be able to smell the fresh fruit growing on the trees. You might be able to smell the different animals. What can you smell? Pause it now and just think of any adjectives. And once you're ready, you can move on to the next one. Touch. Okay, so for touch, there are so many things in the jungle that you can touch. So trees and plants, you might be able to feel the rough bark on the tree, the soft leaves, the waxy leaves. Some leaves don't feel very soft, do they? The animals in the trees, you might be able to touch birds or the monkeys. Are they soft? The animals on the ground, can you feel the crunch underneath your feet of all the leaves on the ground? So I want you to think of 4 adjectives for any of those. Pause it, have a go. I've given you a few there. Okay, well done, year 1. If you've done all that, then you have completed today's lesson where we have looked at the senses and lots of different adjectives. So then these will help tomorrow when we are looking at our rhyming words and which words you might want to pull in to help you with that. So well done and see you tomorrow.